Hey friends, welcome to your weekend workout. The only things that you will need for this workout are a mat and a slightly elevated surface. I am using the top of my aerobic step. If you have something like that, that's great. Otherwise, anything that's a few inches off the ground, it's not gonna slide out from underneath you. If you need to stack up towels or something like that, that can also work. Just some type of slightly elevated surface, because we're gonna use that for a couple of our moves. All right? Okay. Let's get started with our warm-up, marching in place, hand to opposite leg. Our cardio and core, we have a rainbow shuffle, a front, out, out progression, run and skiers on 10s, and a cross chop setup. And I am not going to go over the moves. I feel like you all should be able to jump into them pretty quickly. Just follow whatever I do. The front, out progression is a little complex, but just follow me each round and I will lead you through the progression, okay? And let's do some arm circles forward. Guys, it's hot today. It's like 90, I don't know. It feels like it's 90. It's hot up here. I am so over it. I'm ready for fall. Let's go back. We're gonna start with that rainbow shuffle. So we're gonna come all the way to the side, and then we're gonna bring those arms up and over as we shuffle back and forth. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to start with the first front, out, out. And we're going to start with tapping. So we're going to tap front, out, out. Front, out, out. This is it for the first round, okay? If at any point you are unable to do one of the versions that I show you, you can always revert back to the one before. So next round, if what I show you, you're like, yeah, I can't do that, just come back and do this, okay? And skiers on 10, so the first 10 seconds, we are going to run in place. And then we're going to go into skiers, which means we're going to swing our arms. We're going to hop back and forth. If you cannot hop, you're going to just step back and forth, okay? And back to running. And as always, if you are unable to run, you can march it out. And back to skiers. And back to running. And skiers. Three, 2, 1, and we're gonna come down to the ground, onto our back. We're gonna put an arm up in the air. We're gonna sit up, and we're gonna come all the way across our body, and then resist on the way down. If you cannot do a sit up, you're gonna do a crunch, okay? Other side. Three, two, one. All right. Whew. All right. Got everything set up the way I want now. As always, move around a little bit, get a few more steps in. Now we're going to start back with the rainbow shuffle. So arms all the way to one side. Let's go. So we're going to keep the tap, tap, and then we're going to double jack out. We're going to jack, jack. So tap, tap, jack, jack. Again, if you cannot jack out, just go ahead and keep that tap. Nice job. And running skiers on 10, so run for 10 seconds. And skiers. And run. Back to skiers. And back to running. And skiers one more time. 3, 2, 1. Cross chop sit up. So arm up, sit up, cross all the way across your body. Chop all the way across your body. There we go. Brain and mouth are having a hard time getting on the same page today. Two, one, other side. 1. All right, one more time with the cardio, and we'll be done with that for the day. I usually don't mind 15 minutes of cardio too bad, but today I really just want to get to the active recovery. I really just want to stretch and work on that mobility. Feel very like tight. Probably need to go get a massage, in all honesty. I carry a lot of stress kind of in like my upper back and up into my neck area. And it gets to a point where I'm like just so tight. All right, friends, last time we're gonna start with this rainbow shuffle, arms to the side, and we're going to shuffle and come to one side and back. So we're going to cross, cross, out, out, cross, cross, out, okay? Almost there, friends. Three, two, one. Nice job. Woo. Okay. Running skiers on 10. So let's run. And let's do those skiers. Swing those arms. Hop back and forth. Or you can step. Okay, I just want the arm swinging. And back to running. And back to running. And skiers one last time. And down to the ground. Chop across that body. And we are down on the ground for all of the active recovery today. 2, 1, and that includes, let's do the other side. That includes the last round of stretching. Everything is down on the ground. Three, 2, 1. Okay. everything is down on the ground, I do want you to get up on the brakes and move around a little bit. We're gonna do a neck stretch. We're gonna do a thread the needle rotation, an elevated bridge, and a crisscross hip stretch. I know for the most part that means nothing to you all, but just maybe a little heads up on what's coming up. Okay, go ahead and come down to the ground. And we're gonna come onto our bellies and we're gonna rest right here. From here, we're going to do a neck stretch. So we're gonna lean our head back. We're gonna hold for a few seconds. We're gonna roll our head down. Hold for a few seconds. Bring it back up to a neutral position. We're gonna turn it to a side. Hold. And the other side. Hold. And then back to center. Again. Two, one. We're gonna do the thread the needle rotation. So we're gonna sit back into a child's pose. We're gonna have an arm underneath, and then we're gonna come up, and we're gonna rotate. And then we're gonna go back underneath. Two, one, other side. Two, one, and we're going to come down on that elevated surface. We're going to kind of put it right underneath our shoulder blades. And from here, we're going to come up into a bridge, and we are going to plant our hands on our glutes, okay? And we are going to make sure we are squeezing those glutes as we are engaging that core, okay? If you need to take a rest, you'll come down. You'll count down 3, 2, 1, and you'll jump back into it, but I want you to hold it for as long as you can. And when I say hold it, I mean hold that core engaged, hold those glutes engaged. All right? So I think some of us are having issues with some of our lower body work, and it's because we are not engaging our glutes. And because we're not engaging our glutes, other muscle groups are taking over, and that's causing some aches and pains in other muscle groups. 3, 2, 1, nice job. And we're gonna do a crisscross hip stretch. And just hang tight with me here, okay? Because it's gonna take a second to get set up, so we're on our hands and knees. And we're gonna cross one leg over top. I want you to look at the leg that's in front, and we're gonna rotate slightly towards that leg, and then we're gonna sit back. Okay, so you should feel a stretch up the side of the glute of the side you're leaning into. If you need to come out of it, as always, you can come up, release, go back into it. 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna switch our legs. Okay, the leg that's in front, we're gonna rotate slightly towards that leg, sit back, stretch out that glute. Two, one, nice job. Okay. So we'll have that one more time, and then we'll move on to some deeper stretching. march in place. If you really want to get some steps in, you can kind of run in place. I don't care. Not for the weekend workout. Now, if you're doing the regular resistance workouts, I do not want you running on the brakes because I want those muscles rested. All right, next stretches. So go ahead and come down to the ground. On your belly. Stretch up. Down. Come back to neutral, turn to one side. And the other. Thread the needle rotation. Press it all the way back, arm underneath. Rotate up. One, other side. Back into that bridge. So right under the shoulder blades, lift up, squeeze those glutes, engage that core. Deep breaths. One thing we need to make sure we are not doing is hyperextending our hips here, meaning we don't need to be like pushing our hips up so high that it's starting to like bow in the front. That's why I need that core engaged and those glutes engaged. Two, one, and we're gonna do that crisscross hip stretch. So again, we're coming on our hands and knees. We're crossing one leg in front of the other, turn slightly towards that leg that's in front, and sit back. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Come back, switch legs. Turn slightly towards that leg that's in front. Sit back. Two, one. Nice job. All right, come on up. We're gonna walk around one more time. We're gonna go into some deeper stretches. We're gonna start off with a child's pose and a cobra. So those are just everyday stretches. It's been a long time since we've kind of stuck with some simple stretches. So we're gonna go back to those. We're gonna do a gate pose, and then we are going to do an elevated pigeon. So Feeling very yoga inspired on this last round of stretching. And we're gonna go ahead and come down to the ground. We're just gonna sit all the way back in that child's pose. Reach those hands out in front. Should feel a nice stretch down the sides. Sit all the way back on your feet. Deep breaths. Over halfway done. Keep breathing in and out. I maybe should switch the music for this last round. Have these nice calming moves, and then we have upbeat workout music. 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna go into a cobra. So we're gonna come on our belly. Once again, you can push up on your forearms, you can push up on your hands. We're gonna stretch out that core. Deep breaths. If you need to, you can lower down. Push back up into the stretch. Way over halfway done. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to come up onto our knees. And we're gonna take one leg, we're gonna extend it out, we're gonna slide that arm down that leg, and we're gonna extend the other arm up. Should feel a nice stretch on the inside of your thigh here, maybe up the side here. Cannot see the timer. And if you're thinking, Ashley, isn't the timer on the screen that you're looking at? Well, let me tell you, other side. The timer on the screen is maybe like this big, so no, because it's tiny, and 2, I have terrible eyesight. Nice job. And we're gonna go into an elevated pigeon. So we're gonna take that front leg, we're gonna do a pigeon. Now it's going to be slightly elevated. Okay, and we're gonna keep our hands on that elevated surface and just lower yourself down to the point where you start to feel it stretch really good. If you absolutely cannot do this, go ahead and come down to the ground, do a normal pigeon. Okay? But this should help get a little bit deeper stretch. 3, 2, 1, switch legs. Almost there, friends. 3, 2, 1. Nice job today. I hope you enjoyed that little bit deeper stretching. I know I sure did. But I will see you all this week, Monday, right? We're gonna have our push day. We're going into week number 3, I think, of this phase. So rest up, have a great weekend. I'll see y'all then.